United Kingdom is completely cooked. 167,000 students failed their maths GCSE last year. That means 167,000 16-year-olds could not complete an exam where you were asked to write 0.7 as a fraction. What kind of imbecility, lack of cognitive ability are you possessing that you cannot write 3% as a decimal? These are actual questions from the paper. Here's one that's later down, question 16. The one I showed you was question 2. Fair enough, the test starts off quite easy. Let's look at some of the harder questions. 4x plus 3x. Brother, you are 16 years of age. You are going to enter the workforce and you cannot do the most basic algebra. I'm not a judgmental person, genuinely. But anyone above the age of 10 should be able to do this. This is not difficult. This one, okay, maybe this one's a tiny bit more on par with what you're meant to do. But these two, brother, come on, man. What is the workforce going to look like in 10 years? Are we just going to have a bunch of dum-dums? What's going on?
Dubai is so expensive. Dubai is only for rich people.
That's what people say about Dubai. So many people think it's out of reach, but in fact, the UK is expensive. The UK is expensive for your health. It's costing you your mental clarity. It's costing you your daily happiness. It's costing you your right to daily sunshine and time outdoors. It's costing you your safety and your children's safety. It's costing your opportunities, your income. It's taking over half of your earnings. Dubai for me is not expensive. It's worth every single penny for the life it allows me to live.
Right, I've just come for my first English breakfast and I mean, look at this. Look at Mrs. Milbert's scrambled eggs. There must be like half an egg on that. And this was £11, actually £12 I think it was. No, £11. I mean, one sausage, one bacon, tomato, beans, hash browns. I mean, all of this together, imagine this, breakfast, scrambled eggs and one avocado, 30 quid. Can you believe it? It's absolute madness. And look how tight they are with the eggs. Hearing me. Why is my daughter walking like a crab? What the hell is going on there? Right, breakfast polished off and I'm still starving, so I think we're going to go somewhere else to get more food. And also Nando's opens at 11:30, so I'm desperate to go for a Nando's as well. I wonder how much that costs. I think last time I went for a Nando's it was like $9.95 for a half chicken and chips. I'm sure it's probably going to be like 40 quid now or something mad, but anyway, I need to get a SIM card. Right, so I just got to go to the dentist now very quickly because last time I had my tooth fixed, they actually undercharged me. So this is the type of honest, upstanding member of society that I am. I'm actually going back there to pay my bill. Here we are. Most other people would have just said, well, it's your fault, see you later, I'm off to Thailand. But no, not Mr. Velvet. That's all done. What a great success. And we're heading off to the Isle of Man very soon, actually. I think our flight's about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm really excited. Stay tuned for the big mansion tour. Because I know lots of people have been hating, saying, oh, your parents' apartment is so small, this, that, and the other. But yeah, stay tuned.
How has Camden Market changed with the new cost of living?
It's gone up accordingly, like everything else does with time. What's going on at the moment in this country? We've got a war in Europe and it's costing us a lot of money. All these electrical companies, these gas companies who have been robbing the British public blind because of the war and jacking things up. I'll tell you what, younger generation, in some ways, I've got it very good, but they've got it very, very bad.
Yeah.
I think the youth of today, I got it added to them.
Well, too soft.
The youth is great, you've got it too bloody soft. No struggle, no pain, no gain. You don't appreciate the good things. When the going gets rough, the tough get going.
And can we get one cheer for the nation then?
For the nation, not for any political party, but for the nation.
Just for the people.
Oh my God. I do not know whether to laugh or cry. So, obviously I've come home, I'm visiting the UK for 5 weeks. And I usually live in Australia. Anyway, I have got a hire car, which is this. It's cost me £700 for 2 weeks. I'm sweating and that's stress how much it's cost me. And that's like $1,400 and I'm literally like, I just can't get my head around it. What? It's so expensive over here. Like, I genuinely I'm shocked. So do you know what I'm going to be doing in this car? I'm going to be sleeping in this car. I'm literally going to be driving everywhere in this car. I want to lift to Tesco because I'm literally I need to get my money's worth. Anyway, I need to just try and drop it because, you know, money comes back. Yeah, money comes back. Memories don't. Guess what? I better be making some fucking memories in this because I'm telling you, like, my family were like, you've been done there. You've been bloody done. They've robbed you. And I was like, brilliant, thanks. You're not really helping the situation. Like, but think I've been done because she was like, if you don't pay that, then if there's any scratches or anything on it, it's going to be, the excess is £1,500. And I was like, could you imagine I return the car? Because this was happened to me. Could you imagine I return the car, yeah? And they go, oh, Emily, there's a tiny little scratch just there. £1,500, $3,000, please. Just before I go to Italy. Like, nah, sorry. I was like, no, do you know what? That would literally just be my luck. So anyway, hope you're all having a better day than me.
How does anyone not realise the absolute scam of supermarkets? I genuinely can't walk in this place without spending at least £50 to £100, and that's not to get a week's shop, that's literally a day. Just a few essentials, a little bit of food. Look at these prices, £5 for fish, £4 for juice, £4 for shower gel, a £5 for eggs. People work a whole hour for £10 and it costs nearly that for washing tablets. It's alright for me earning thousands of pounds per day, but I genuinely can't understand how anyone survives these days. If you want to learn how to make a second income, go to the bio.
I've been unemployed for the last 6 months. I've been lucky and very blessed that the majority of this time I went traveling around Asia. But then I came back to the UK job market of 2025. And it's the Wild Wild West out here. It's the Wild Wild West. I remember when I first came back, I was reading articles about how people are struggling to get jobs. And I remember listening to this podcast and hearing it's taking people 5 months to get jobs. And I was just like, what on earth, until I entered it. I feel like the job market, the UK job market in general, I underestimated how hard it is. And honestly, this job market has broken me. I've been broke. I've been broken. Like the ghosting, the way that you can't get feedback on the rejections of the applications, the long application forms, the 5-step processes. Like, I just feel I was just shook. So I'm going to share my journey in the UK job market of 2025. I'm going to share some tips. I'm going to share some failings. I'm going to share what I've learned and how it might be able to help you. And yeah, I might share some traveling stuff as well. So if you're interested in any of this, then follow along. Leave a comment with a question and I'll answer it, because I just feel like I have a lot to say about the UK job market of 2025.
Reasons why the cost of living in the UK is extremely high and seems to be increasing every time we turn around. Follow us for updates of what's happening in the UK. Housing in the UK. Property prices in the UK, especially in cities, are among the highest property prices in Europe. Taxes. UK taxes, including income tax and VAT, are extremely high, especially considering the minimum wage in the UK. And in comparison to other countries, we are relatively high on the list. Utilities. Energy and water bills in the UK are extremely high and seem to only be getting higher, which is a severe problem and has contributed extremely to the cost of living crisis. Food and consumer goods. Prices for everyday items like food, clothing and personal care are a lot higher in the UK, and due to inflation are increasing in price every single year. Healthcare. The NHS is funded by taxes, which can make healthcare expenses a lot more expensive. All of these factors can make it very difficult for people in the UK to make ends meet, especially those on low income or those suffering from the rise of inflation. At Hope for Hunger, we can help by delivering meals and essential items to people's homes. And if you would like to help us on our mission, please follow us and share this video. If you are able to donate, as little as £5 would help us provide meals to an entire family here in Leicestershire. So check out the link in our bio if you can. A follow and a share is also extremely helpful.
Do you know what? I keep seeing all these videos about cost of living and all this government stuff, and it's sad, isn't it? Because everyone, including myself, is like struggling at the minute to pay all the bills and live a comfortable life. Like, I work, my partner works, and money just isn't stretching anywhere. And like every avenue, everybody's looking down. Like I do singing as well, so I'm obviously wanting to get back out and do my singing, and everybody's out doing the singing, and I get it. And then I'm thinking, right, okay, is there anything else I can do? And any other avenue that I'm looking down, it's just everyone's doing it. Everyone is just trying so hard to get extra money in, and it's sad. It's really sad, because I don't know, I just feel like people deserve better. Like, we really, really do. Like, hands on my heart, I think everyone is really struggling, like, bad. I just can't believe how, like, hard times are for, like, I know there's a lot of younger generation on this app, but I know there's also a lot, like, around my age as well, and I didn't think being an adult was going to be this hard. Like, I really didn't. But, you know, we'll get there. Times have got to get better, surely. They've got to, haven't they? Like, they really have. I always said, when I hit my 40s, that's when I'm making my comeback. That's when, you know, my little boy will be older. Times surely should get easier. They can't get any worse. Please tell me, someone, please give me that positivity, because surely to God things can't get any worse than they are now. I don't know if I'll be able to cope with that. So I want to end the video being positive. I'm going to paint a smile on and say, everything will get better, guys. It will.
Son, I won't be alone in this, but does anybody just find themselves scared when they go grocery shopping these days? Just the fear that it's just becoming unaffordable. Every time you go, the prices have gone up and up and up, and no matter how much you plan and you buy what you need, none of the extras, none of the treats, the fancy things, the branded things, your shopping bill just seems to be significantly more than it was last year, when last year you were buying the treats and some branded things, and maybe you didn't plan quite as well as you should have. We have 13 children, which is completely our choice. So clearly our food budget is more, and we need a significant amount of food more than the regular family. My husband's salary hasn't gone up this year so far. We're still waiting to find out what pay rise the armed forces get. I'm guessing it's going to be nowhere near what it actually should be and what the military deserve. The fact that they haven't even been bothered to figure that out yet says a lot. As our family receives no child benefit, we receive no tax credits. My husband is a high rate taxpayer, so whilst his salary starts off at what seems a really good amount of money, by the time it is taxed and national insurance to then be divided by 15 of us, needs careful thought and consideration on how we spend our money. But with everything going up, and his salary not, food shopping is something that I absolutely dread.
If you live in the UK, I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now. I really don't. So I've just gone to Sainsbury's, right? And I know people are like, oh, you can go to Aldi. Right, I've been in Aldi, and either the food goes off quicker, not all of it, but some of it, or it's the same price, because Sainsbury's are price matching Aldi at the moment. It's my place to go. I know where everything is. You know, it's not bargain basement, but I don't think anything is bargain basement now. And I refuse to eat shit. Like, I just refuse to, like, fill my freezer with shit that is bad for my kids. So, don't even get started in the comments on that. That's not the point. The point of this is, I've just gone and done a shop for me and my daughter for 3 days. That's it. Just to last us till the end of the bank holiday weekend. And all I have bought is dinners, breakfast cereal, and soup for lunch. So I haven't pushed the boat out. There's no snacks in there. All right, I needed some toothpaste and deodorant, right? But that's normal. That's what you need to live. You need to be able to brush your teeth and you don't want to smell. Even with the discounts, Nectar discounts, all the rest of it, 3 days is 57 quid. And for somebody that wants to justify that, just don't even bother. Because not that long ago, there were 3 of us. And I used to shop for 3 of us. And I used to buy branded shit because he wouldn't eat the non-branded shit. And I would do a full week's shopping. I was on a protein diet, so I was buying lots of protein, tins of tuna, chicken, eggs, you name it, it went in the basket. And that would cost me 130 quid to feed 3 people for a week. And less than 3 years later, I can't even get through the absolute basics. People always ring at the most inappropriate time. I'm having a rant here. And that was nearly £60. Nearly £60. So if we math that out, that's 120 for 2 people, plus another day, and that doesn't include any of the other stuff that I used to buy, which was cleaning products, like laundry stuff, toiletries, like you name it, on like eye level shelf, because that's how they price things. If you don't know, go down the bottom if you want the cheap shit. It's on the floor. They don't want you to find it. What is going on? What is going on? How are we supposed to survive this? Our wages haven't gone up that way. Like, I just don't know how. I've got 1 kid, like 1. What if you've got 3 or 4 children? Like, what are you eating? Where are you shopping? Are you growing your own food? Like, what is going on? It is utter mad.
You shouldn't have kids if you can't afford them. But the question is, who can afford to have kids? So in an ideal world, you'd want a married couple who both work full-time at 40 hours a week. And society needs them to have 2.1 children. But would a married couple who both working full-time be able to afford 2 children? Let's go through it, shall we? If 2 parents worked on minimum wage of £12.21p per hour, and they both worked 40 hours a week, their family would take home £976 per week. Meaning the household income per year would be £50,793. But remember, they have 2 kids now. And if both parents are working 40 hours a week, they're going to have to pay for childcare. Childcare for 2 children under school age will set them back £29,000 a year. And if they're renting, on average, it'll cost them £15,612 per year. On average, if it's a mortgage, it'll be £14,148, depending on interest rates and the price of the house. Food for a family of 4 per week is on average £150, setting them back on average £780 per year. Council tax band A on average is £1,357. The average price of water per year is £473. The average price of gas per year is £868. The average price of electric per year is £933. These kids are going to need clothes, aren't they? And on average, parents spend £379.83p per year on clothing. But remember, they also have 2 kids, so that's £759 now. And if both parents are working full-time, they're most likely going to need a car. Yeah, that'll set them back another £3,357 on average. Meaning the outgoings of this family, if they're renting, is £60,161. Meaning that family would be minus £9,368. That family on minimum wage would actually be financially better off if one of the parents stayed at home to look after the children because childcare is so expensive. Now, if they did that, they'd have disposable income of £2,744 per year. Now, remember, the list of outgoings didn't include clothes for them, Wi-Fi, broadband, takeaways, days out, birthdays, Christmas, holidays, white goods replacement. Yeah, that £2,744 can quickly disappear if you include any of them in it as well. Why are they on minimum wage? Why can't they get a better job? I wonder how many people commented this before they got to this part. A new teacher's starting wage is £34,600. It can go all the way up to £46,500 with more experience. If these parents were both teachers who just started out, they'd be on $69,200 per year. But now their outgoings are going to increase. Yeah, that $60,161 didn't include their student debt, you see. In that career, they've got a student loan, which will take 9% of their wage off them every month, which will cost them $3,114 each. $6,228 that household will have to pay in student loans per year. Meaning if they were renting, their outgoings would be £66,389, leaving them with a disposable income of $2,811. Once again, them outgoings are just the basics with childcare. That's surviving, not living. And I'm definitely not living comfortably. In other words, instead of saying you shouldn't have kids if you can't afford it, you should be asking why is it so unaffordable? Once again, if only the people who could afford to have children with no help at all had children, then society would collapse. I hope this helps.
Just another reason we're leaving this country. I'm using the income that I've paid tax on to buy fuel that I pay tax on, to put in a car that I pay tax on, to drive on a road that I pay tax on. I've had enough. Sydney. And I said Sydney, not Sydney.
The UK's gone crazy. When I first came here on a boat, things were beautiful. You know, I used to walk and you could see Freddos for 15p blooming in the aisles. Plastic bags were free. And everywhere was just so full of life. The birds were chirping and it was great. But now the UK's gone crazy. I had to pay 30p for a bag in Tesco's. 30p. And then when I asked for my receipt, 5p charge. To see what I fucking paid for, I had to pay 5p. And then I went to leave. The door wouldn't open. You know why? Because it cost 10p to leave. Don't let me get started on London. And I'm lucky I live in Newcastle. What has happened? Why is everything so priced? I went to McDonald's. Sweet chili dip, 20p. Now 50p. I can only get 2 for a pound when I used to be able to get 5 for a pound. I'm going to go back on my boat and go back to Africa because this shit is killing me, man. I can't afford nothing.
I'm sorry, I'm not ready for this UK life. I literally come back yesterday, slept after 30 hours of being awake. I'm dealing with jet lag and I've just spent £37 in the supermarket on what? I bought some fish because it's Good Friday, some vegetables, some bread, some washing stuff. £37. I don't even shop in Waitrose, I shop in Lidl. That's 130 EC dollars. Nah, get me back to St Lucia.
My train in England has cost me double the price of my flight home from Morocco. Now, I am not usually using the trains in England because I just don't. But I'm on the underground right now and I'm never ever in London because, well, I can't stand London. But my flight home from Morocco today was 14 British pounds. And my train home from London to Bristol is £31, so over double the price of my flight home from Morocco. Just how crazy is that? The distance of how far I'm travelling in England is nothing. Bristol to London is like maybe 2 or 3 hours by the car, but flying from Morocco to London, it's like probably thousands and thousands of miles. So all of you people that say you want to come to London and see London and come to the UK, just let you know the UK is expensive. And now obviously everyone will say, oh yeah, but you earn more money. Yeah, we do all earn more money, but they obviously they like to take a lot of money off of us as well. So yeah, just if you're thinking of coming to the UK, do come and see it, but just be aware it is expensive.
Guys, I want to know when crisp packets became so small. What is that? My whole hand absorbs this. Like, it never used to be like that.
The UK is finished. If you're currently living in the UK, you might want to reconsider because it's about to get a whole lot worse. So this graph shows you the standard of living in the UK and it predicts it over the next few years up until 2028. Just take a look at that. This massive drop after 2023 shows how bad it's going to get. The standard of living in the UK is going down the drain. And take a look at this. If you wanted to rent a 1-bedroom flat in suburban London, not even in central London, it will cost you 2.2k per month. Honestly, how can anyone afford this? Because the average salary in the UK per year after tax is 28k. And if you're renting a 1-bedroom flat, you would only have £130 per month left over. for everything else. So no wonder so many people are in debt. Taxes are likely to go up, inflation is at an all-time high, and rent prices are unaffordable. There are so many different countries around the world where you can have a good standard of living. So why would you choose to live in the UK? It's already the second most unequal country in the world. Because honestly, if you stay in the UK now, it's just gonna get so much worse. And yes, all countries do have their problems, but the way I see it, the UK is finished, and it's not getting better anytime soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you like the video, follow for more content.